podcast.
Yeah, I'll pick a
random sound clips.
I'll pick a random podcast that's like successful. I take a clip of them, have them as background noise, and have them fade into our podcast. People are like, whoa. Yes. Welcome everyone to the Ramblers Podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 24.
Introduce yourself. Older than us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. Not for long. I'm 24 in 2 months.
1 month.
Like 1 month, yeah.
I was like...
1 month. I don't know when I'm born, apparently. Yes, everyone introduce yourselves.
I'm Danny.
We're going around the circle.
Oh, circle. We're going circle.
Yes.
I'm Kai.
I'm Eric.
Oh, there we go. We got that. And yeah, everyone, yes.
There's
Everyone,
no one sitting there.
Yeah,
no.
like,
we need a fourth. Where are you, Chris? He's busy. He's working a job. What a scumbag. But yes, welcome to the podcast. How's everyone going?
I'm
How you
going
going?
good.
Doing good, Jenny?
That Subway really filled me up.
Subway always fills you up. Subway's
Yeah.
great.
Subway is
For the most part.
I always regret getting a burger, like a bun, though. I like the
That's the
salads.
Oh, I was going to say, that's the point of going to Subway.
No.
You got to get yourself a sub.
You get the salads.
No.
Then
Do you like Subway, Eric? I don't think you do, hey?
Oh, I don't like Subway.
Oh, you like Subway?
I'd be throwing those assumptions at me.
I remember thinking of literally 9 years ago.
Yeah,
you
quite
used to,
possibly.
We used to you'd be like, I don't want no
no,
this salad.
For long enough, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's like 10
So I think my
minutes or
brain's cherry picked that info
Yeah,
and just
that's weird.
that's Eric still
I like
thinks
Subway
like
quite
that.
a bit. Like 5 years ago, I just started going for the menu and I had a good time.
Oh, it's good shit. Good shit. Our Subway near us is kind of annoying. Tonight they were good.
Yeah.
Every other time we've
Looks
gone
like small. The one near me is quite big.
Actually, yeah. I would consider to a lot of Subways I've been to. That one's pretty tiny.
Yeah.
Hey, it's good shit. It's like do you remember the Auntie Donna sketches about the Subway ones they did, Dane? They were good.
They
They
were
were really good
good.
sketches. How you going, Eric? You all good?
Around the circle, you
Oh
first.
fuck! I'm going good. Yeah, I'm going pretty good. Bit tired, but good.
Yeah.
We're both in that Christmas. Me and you, Dane, are both in that Christmas. Finish creating the projects you're meant to be creating phase of work, and they're like, "Can you get this all done and backlog 3 weeks of work, please?"
I know, it's the
Hey,
worst.
that's how it works. It's
Ugh.
good shit. Good shit. How
I
you
hate
going?
it.
Now it's your turn in the
Yeah,
circle.
it's my turn. Yeah, I'm not doing too badly.
Hell
in
yeah.
fact.
Hell yeah. What is it? You mentioned before podcast that you were playing Hitman, like the 2016
Yeah, the
one.
2016.
I was right.
The one that was episodic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can just get it in a complete package.
How many Hitmans have been out since that one?
So since then, they made a sequel just called Hitman 2.
Which I think is, from what I've heard, is really good.
Yeah, it just improves upon the
Yeah.
formula. Except
Oh,
it wasn't episodic. It was just
All the game.
here's the
Why
game.
did they decide to do episodic?
I was reading about the development of it. I'm trying to think what the reason was. They were gonna do it a certain way, and something. I think some hands got changed.
Yeah. What's it?
Oh, it was gonna be seasons. That's right. And they had all these
Yeah.
seasons planned
And
out.
also, I think it was Square got the license for Hitman.
Yeah.
And that's when they were really pushing to do. We want to do all of our games episodic,
Yeah.
because they are probably.
Including Final Fantasy?
Well, they're still kind of doing that. They've stopped that because they realized it's a bad business model, because this was around the time when Telltale was huge.
Yeah.
And they were making all the money.
Look how that worked out.
Yeah.
There are only certain games that work well with episodic.
even for the games that work
Telltale
well.
should tell their tale about how not to run a business.
No, like the Life is Strange series is really good, and that works well as episodic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's raking in heaps of money though.
Yeah. It seems pretty niche.
Because it's owned by Square, so obviously they've got enough franchises.
Yeah.
Really? The Life is Strange franchise owned by Square?
Yeah.
Published
Wow.
is published by Square, so
Oh,
I presume
published.
they probably own like
Wow.
rights to it.
I think I got Game Pass recently because you could get it for $1. I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? And yeah, you can get all the Life is Strange on Game Pass.
You can get all of them, which I'm going to play, because I haven't played Before
You've
the
only,
Storm.
you've only played the first Life is Strange game. isn't it?
Yeah, and I want to play Before the Storm before I play the sequel.
I
and then...
played 2, I didn't like 2.
Really?
I played the first episode, I really, really did not like the main character.
Wow.
Without spoiling it, can you, without spoiling it, explain
Oh
why?
yeah, I'm going to play for a couple of things. I really, really didn't like the main character. Or the story definitely had some like interesting direction to it. But it's also got the biggest problem of... I mean, they did say this because it's in the beginning of the game. Like, I think it's a spoiler. But you're not the one with your powers, the little brother is.
Yeah.
And from a narrative point, that's completely fine, but you're making a video game.
Yeah.
And so now this just loses kind of all sense of what made the other ones unique because
Which
you
is
don't
because
have any
you got to
unique
make the
mechanic.
choice.
Yeah.
It's you are now convincing
So
the
now
brother,
you're
I'm guessing. That's so...
It's like it's a good idea story-wise for any medium that isn't a video game.
Yeah, so I mean, it would have worked great with something else.
Like a
In a
movie
book
or a TV.
or
Yeah, because like it doesn't matter if the main character doesn't have powers. You're not in control of that main
both
character.
characters' point of view.
Yeah, and all this stuff, and like it's got some good stuff, but it just doesn't translate well to a game at all. I
Oh,
think.
that sucks.
I mean, a lot of people really like it, so you definitely could.
Yeah.
Because there's also... What's it?
So you guys are both pretty huge on the first.
I
Yeah.
really like the first one.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
I was, because I know you were trying to get me to play it for a while, Eric. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I watched bits of you playing it, Danny.
Mm.
And I was like, I like the gameplay. I like point and click. Well, not point and click. It's not a point and click. But I like story based adventure game type shit.
Mm.
It's not really adventure. You know what I mean. But like the dialogue and like the character interactions, I was like, this isn't for me.
It's very high schooly.
And I mean that weirdly didn't bother me. Like they improved
Yeah.
that in the series, but 2 it just really did. I don't know what it was.
Maybe it was like
There's
possibly-
also the superhero adventures of
It's like Captain Spirit, I guess.
Captain Superboy or
And that's
something.
just like a one-off
Captain
free
Superboy.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played that. That was okay actually.
Yeah.
Sounds like a free like DC comic free comic book day.
Captain Superboy.
It's Captain Superboy.
Pretty much. Yeah, Captain Spirit
I
sounds
think
about
it's
right.
Captain Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, played that. That's actually it's only short because it's just a free episode. But that's actually interesting.
Yeah.
In
Because
one
that
of those.
continues on to number 2.
I will
doesn't it?
agree.
Yeah, I know how it fits in. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to play 2, but I'm still going to read the story because I still know what happens. I
Yeah.
played the first episode, and yeah, I know how that ties in.
Because the final episode just came out a few weeks ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which is really...
Might have been more recent. 'Cause it's appearing on like my YouTube feed, so it might have just come out a
they
couple
made
days
it,
ago.
yeah.
One thing I think it's annoyed me about Life is Strange was last E3 they had like at Square's presentation conference. That's it. They had like a whole segment of just people playing Life is Strange. I'm like, no one
wow.
cares.
See, I wouldn't even bother watching
Yeah, I'm
that.
like, I had like even had like Jacksepticeye, like his clips from when he was playing
like
it.
just clips.
Clips, and I'm like, no, like, we get it. You made Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I'm not
it's like,
here to
oh,
see people play this game.
It's like, oh, you've clearly... I mean, okay, I kind of understand where it's like we've reached...
But they didn't announce
the
they didn't announce.
It wasn't them promoting it, was it? It was just them saying,
Yeah.
look at these people that played it and enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
it's like it was like all right, Square.
Mm.
That being said, I think Square was my favorite conference of that E3.
I don't even remember what Squares was.
I just know that one with the bad one. I've never forgotten that. It's like 2-3 years ago.
I think actually this year.
I've never recovered. I don't remember.
I think this year had a really.
What was...
I hate E3. It's gotten so bad.
It has gotten awful.
Yeah, I think the last one I actually really enjoyed was 20...
I'm
Mine
missed-
was 2014.
I
I
missed the
remember.
excitement I used to have where I'd wake up at 3 a.m., watch a conference, and realize one's going to be on in a couple more hours, so I'd like
Yeah,
go back to sleep and then
oh my
force
god,
yourself-
and I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm dying. I've been up for
Yeah.
like 40 hours.
yeah,
I'm
and
dying
then
now.
like I mean when we were in uni,
Yeah.
Danny, when E3 struck one year, and like we're in the last 2 weeks,
Oh.
because we were all watching the streams, like as they were coming out, we'd all be like on our way to a class and be like, guys, I just don't feel good, like because we just been like had like 3 hours sleep intervals between conferences.
I think I remember the last one...
I think this year had a really bad one. I can't remember who was the awful one.
I don't actually remember this.
It wasn't
year's.
Nintendo.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was at Microsoft.
The last one I actually was truly, really excited for was the year God of War got announced.
That was the last
This
year
was
Sony.
2016.
16, yeah, I think.
Oh, when they
Yeah.
got announced. Because
Yeah.
then they did one more year and
That was really cool to be
Yeah.
fair.
Mm.
Yes, that's right, because the year after that was Last of Us themed.
I
Because
think,
their entire theatre was like
yeah.
in that weird...
A lot of people
really
hated
cool-
that. They were like, why the fuck?
Was that 17 or was that 18?
That might have been 18, actually.
Was it 18?
It was 18 because that was the last year they've done E3. Because they didn't do E3 this year.
true, yeah.
So it was like,
Wait, no, hang on. So it was. I can't remember.
Wait, yes, no, sorry.
29. The one this year
Was just
was the
PSX.
one where they started out in a room.
No,
Or was
because
that
this
18?
year was 20... Because we, again,
Oh
they
no, we
didn't
didn't
do
get one. They
anything.
didn't, yeah, somebody
did
had one.
PSX
Yeah,
only.
2018 was the one where they went to the Last of Us room.
Yeah.
And had Gustavo play
Yeah.
on the banjo.
But it was just Last of Us, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima,
Yeah.
and
That was good.
one other game that I can't remember.
Sure.
Spider-Man.
That was.
So that was just before Spider-Man.
That's why I think a lot of people didn't like E3 this year. Is because
Sony.
No Sony. Big, like, void from them. But, like, no one really blew anyone's mind.
Yeah.
They were like,
They were already
they were like, guys, we're in the
announced.
last year of this console generation.
Yeah.
Here are a couple of games.
Like,
We'll be back next year with our big stuff.
Was for Nintendo was because they were getting new games.
Yeah, even the Nintendo treats E3 like a direct anyway.
Yeah,
so,
true.
like, you always get... even then, I don't usually watch... I wait for, like, the articles to come out that are like, everything from this Nintendo Direct.
See, I watched the Nintendo.
I think Nintendo's been killing it this year. I'll save that for when we do our decade podcast.
2017 was the year we went to Sydney and we were in Monster Hunter.
That's when Monster Hunter World got announced.
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
Fuck!
Yeah, because we saw like them doing the cooking and and we're like, what is this? And yeah, we saw.
That's so innovative.
Yeah.
I still play Monster Hunter World. I've got it. I haven't played it properly.
Oh yeah. I think we talked about last time on the podcast. You got it, but you also got like 7 other games.
Yeah,
and you're like, man, I got all this.
Well, between now and
Death Stranding
between now and the last podcast, I beat both Gravity Rush games.
Oh, okay. What do you think of it?
Yeah, it was a good time actually. They're good little games.
Which one's better, 1 or 2?
I mean, because 1 was originally Vita games, and 2 is obviously it looks a lot better.
Yeah, 2 was dev for PS4. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 was I know 1's got a sort of, it feels a bit more concentrated. I mean, they're both just, they're both
good
quality,
fun, like, platformy adventure games.
Yeah, good times.
I've always wanted to give Gravity Rush a go.
Oh, you should now. They're on sale. The first one's only about $14.
Actually, might do that. I've been playing a lot of different shit. By that, I mean trying to finish Death Stranding.
I'm trying to complete Pokemon.
Well,
Get on my level.
Yeah, I was like low key so mad because like I had a head start. And I was like,
I'm not gonna lie. I had I think 2 really long nights of playing it. That's very long.
Well, I was like,
and I'm pretty sure you're doing more side crap than I am as well.
Oh, I spent.
I started out doing a decent amount, but then I still did some, but I dropped off quite quickly because I'm like, I'm gonna have a way better time if I'm just relaxed with the side stuff.
Actually, that's we might go into our Death Stranding conversation. So this podcast transition. I ripped that straight from Anthony Fantano.
No, he's like, what is he like? Transition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you hate it? Good. He makes good shit.
Do you know what we're talking about, Danny?
No.
I've shown you Anthony Fantano videos. He's the bald guy who does.
If I showed off my soul patch, put on some glasses, I'd probably look like him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's bold. He reviews music, and he's like, "Hello, everyone.
No,
I'm
you've
Anthony
never
Fantano
shown me.
here, and
You've
we're listening to Judas Priest's new album."
You've never shown me videos of.
I'll show you some later. He's good. Good content. Yes, this podcast we're going to talk about. Me and Eric are going to talk about Death Stranding. Actually, no, Danny, you've watched me play quite a lot of it.
Like 10 minutes of it.
A lot more than 10 minutes of me. You've seen a lot of the key shit, story-wise, and me tripping over a lot. And being like, fuck you, Sam! And then we'll discuss Pokemon at the end, 'cause me and David playing Pokemon. And Eric can throw playground insults at us. And be like, you guys playing Pokemon?
Go to the playground, stupid.
So yeah, Death Stranding. Yeah, I was so mad when you were like, oh yeah, I finished it. And I was like, motherfucker, I was like 2 weeks ahead of you. And
you just gotta shape up, man.
I was like, you were like 40. I was like, oh, I did 42 hours. I'm like, man, I'm at like 47. No, not done.
Yeah. My final playtime is 45.
My current playtime at the moment is 59 at the moment. That's because like...
Oh, 10 hours off.
Yeah, yeah. Because I spent the first... Not the whole beginning game, but I had that whole like new game, like, I want to do everything. I want to pick up every piece of Lost Cargo I come across.
I just knew straight away, or not straight away, but very early on, like from the first hour, I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It pays off though. Like you get, like what, like the idea of like
playing it late as well. I mean, it didn't for me because I can just rely on the kindness of strangers to do a lot for me. I don't need to build someone.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna play it 6 months down the track.
I find it so interesting how it can affect your experience.
You get chucked on a new server and no one's built anything.
I'm so glad I waited it to play it because it definitely made it more enjoyable.
So yeah, Death Stranding is Hideo Kojima's new game. Pretty sure it's been mentioned on this podcast quite a lot. It's been at least it was announced 3 years ago, I think.
About that.
Yeah, I think it was announced 3 years ago.
Game Award. Game Award was 2016.
Yeah, because it was as soon as Kojima was announced that he left.
He was quick on to reveal. Yeah.
I think like a lot of people are like, wow, they must have been working on that really quickly. I think it was
2016 was when he started his first concept of it.
Yeah. I think why a lot of people were like, well, we heard Konami fired him and they were striking his name from Metal Gear. And then the next Game Awards, he got his award for Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
But he couldn't show up for the
Because he couldn't
Yeah.
present it.
Yeah, and then he announced.
And then in 2016.
Yeah, he announced
That's
it.
when
E3, he came out.
And a lot of people are like, wow, that was really quick. I think from what we didn't see, he was fired by Konami a lot earlier than we thought he was.
Yeah.
And then he was.
Oh no! Wait, no. Yeah. So he was there for the Death Stranding announcement.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Yeah, because he came out.
he was like, I'm back.
I'm back.
And everyone was
Yeah.
like, woo!
And he was like, and I'm working with Sony, and they've given me their credit card.
And it was a big surprise because we didn't know Norman Reedus was going to be at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause obviously he was working on Silent Hills.
Yeah.
But
So, like, I think
That's right.
he was fired a lot earlier than I think we
Norman
were
Reedus-
told, obviously.
Wasn't
And then
Norman-
Sony
I
snatched
think
him.
I heard something about him. He was kind of unofficially fired.
Yeah.
He was still there.
So
but he
Sony
wasn't-
must have snatched him up real quick and be
Didn't
like,
Norman Reedus, wasn't he going to be the new Silent Hill character?
yeah,
Protagonist,
he's
yeah.
going to be the protagonist of Silent Hills.
So obviously he
R.I.P.
had been in communications with
Oh,
Norman Reedus.
definitely. Like, they were
From
friends. Because there was an
years
Instagram post of Norman Reedus with a mug and it said Konami tears on it.
That's right!
Yeah.
And also,
I
Guillermo.
I think
Remember
Kojima
that.
gets pretty close with people like that. Like, he becomes friends with
Also,
them.
same with Guillermo, because.
Oh, God, Guillermo tried you went up to Konami on Twitter.
Yeah.
He said the famous phrase of fuck Konami a couple times.
Yeah.
And
And,
he just exposed them one time. He's like, oh yeah, they suck.
and he was also. It wasn't just Kojima making Silent Hills, it was him and Del Toro
He was
making
doing
Silent Hills.
And
That's right.
Shunji, what's his name? Shunji Ito, the manga artist.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got
yeah.
his involvement there.
Shunji-
He's in Death Stranding. You can find him.
So it was, random.
Edgar Wright, Conan
Conan.
O'Brien.
Oh, Edgar Wright, that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to meet Edgar Wright as well. He's not an optional.
That's why I know.
I have no idea.
I
what
went
it meant.
through.
I found out later.
I was went through, and then when you said Edgar Wright, I'm like, I immediately got the picture of who it was.
I
and was
had
like,
no idea it was him. But yeah, that's
there's another one. I don't know if you picked this up, but I picked this up. The director of the upcoming Metal Gear Solid movie is in it as well, and he's the filmmaker.
Because I know there's heaps. No, I didn't meet the filmmaker.
Oh,
but I know
okay.
there's heaps.
Well, the filmmaker is the guy.
There's heaps of cameos.
The guy who's directing the Metal Gear Solid movie.
Well, because when we watched...
Jordan Vought Robertson.
He's a guy. Cause he's a guy who's like, if I like you, I'm just gonna chuck you into my
Yeah.
game. Like, he likes the band Churches, so he gets them to do the song Death Stranding, just stuff like that.
And he put like the entire, practically all of Low
Low
Raw's discography into
I love them so much now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so good.
Right?
The music's awesome.
And then,
It's such a
it's
good-
funny because like I'm not a big fan of like that type of alt rock
Style.
type or more folky.
Yeah,
it's
it is
like
definitely folky. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. And then I was like, man, I'm fucking all
Because
over
I
this.
just listened to the couple that were in the trailers
Yeah.
that he'd done, and then
and like the one Silent
but I
Hill
didn't
song
expect
as
to all like it that
Practically.
much. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
well, because like I played a bit of it and I was like, oh, I'll go on to Spotify and I started listening to albums.
I was surprised.
And
There's
then
like
all this
one
stuff-
game, there's one song in the entire game that plays that isn't Low Raw.
Oh, yeah, that's the Silent Poet song.
Yeah, I think there are
Silent
more
for
that you
feelings
can
on-
like trigger or something, but like
Yeah.
that's the main one.
It's not like
Everything
Phantom
else is
Pain where it's
Low
like the greatest hits from the 80s. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's the greatest hits,
From
also
Low
known as
Raw.
all of their songs.
Also, they haven't done that much. Like
No.
literally half their songs have probably. Like,
Yeah, because they've got like 4 albums?
it's just I think Low Raw's just a
3.
guy actually.
No, that's a group.
It's a group. Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Except me and Dane watched a live playing of them playing.
Oh, like he's a guy that plays
Oh,
with a group.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like
But he
Low
writes
Raw
everything.
officially is just kind of like one guy.
Oh.
Because I went on to
Actually,
the
that
page.
wouldn't surprise me.
Like Tame Impala kind of. 'Cause
Oh,
Tame
yeah.
Impala's just a guy from Freo.
I go, you surfy. Yeah.
What's super funny is that you showed it to me, and you're like, I really like this song. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's right up your
Oh,
alley.
the good ones are so good when they come on. Like, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you know all my favourites. It's amazing.
Like,
I'll Be Coming is my favorite.
I'll Keep Coming is really good.
that only, because that was the trailer. That only plays in the first credit. That'll
Yeah.
never actually come in the game.
Yeah.
And then the opening one, which is...
Oh, Don't Be So Serious.
That's it.
That's
Don't,
really
don't
good.
be so serious. That's...
I like Rolling Over a lot.
Yeah. No, Nobody's There. That's really good. So many good...
I know, it's good.
I get excited when you're like
Oh,
when
you
you're
said the
traversing
atmosphere,
and then the
You're so
song comes on,
excited.
you're like,
Please play.
I'll be like, Danny knew the roll song, and you're like,
Easy
"Woo!"
Way Out's good as well. That was in one of the
Oh yeah, that's good. I also really like the Silent Poet song they put in. I think it's called "Silent for Feelings." I think that's really good. That one actually feels.
Oh,
more...
you haven't heard BB's theme yet?
No, I haven't.
That's a vocal track.
Yeah. So
BB's theme?
as of
Oh.
this
Really,
podcast,
it's really
as of this
good.
podcast, Eric's finished Death Stranding. I'm really close to finishing
You
Death
are
Stranding,
quite
and
close.
Danny's watched I think half of it through my
Yeah.
gameplay. You've
I've
seen...
You
seen
said it was
it-
like 10 minutes.
No, it's way more than 10 minutes. You've seen way more.
It
Like
feels
25
like-
hours.
It feels like 10 minutes.
She's just walking around.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like...
You get really lost in the cutscenes as well.
Yeah, like I walk
I think
by...
that's some of his best cutscenes, to be honest.
I walk by and then I just sit down. I'm like, might be playing like
Pokemon
Pokemon or something on the Switch, and I just kind of sit up. And yeah, for the next 20 minutes, I'm just watching him being like, no, the baby's crying, no, Lou, like, stop.
Or a
baby."
cutscene happens, and you're just like, I'm just going to watch this cutscene. This is sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Death Stranding...
He's grown so much. Remember the days when he was all pervy?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not even any weird pervy. It's like,
Was
oh,
he?
it's like fragile in the shower. That's it. Like, yeah, every single Kojima
Even then, like, the fragile in the shower thing, I wouldn't... Like, you could say, oh, Sam...
No, because
cleaned
it
up.
looks, and then the whole thing is just to show, because you
Yeah.
see a shoulder
Yeah.
and how messed up that is.
And then, like, you could possibly argue, like, the mama corpse, like, how it is conveniently opened out the chest, but it's, like, it's not revealing,
yeah,
though.
You don't
It's-
see anything, really.
Yeah, so it's like...
No.
It's like the first Kojima game that was like,
But
oh, it's
coming
not
from,
pervy.
like, Wyatt and Eva and
Oh,
Sniper
yeah.
Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And every female character he's like ever done.
I completely forgot about Quiet. And
With
like,
the exception of Meryl, really. Like, Meryl's like the only one that's
even
never...
I'd even say that, and I'd say with the exception of the boss as well, but
Oh, no, you can't, because she, like, just...
oh,
She immediately
opens-
just opens her shirt, yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's to show off her scar, which is conveniently located
Yeah.
around her boobs. So yeah, Death Stranding is Kojima's new game. It's really hard to describe this game. I'm gonna assume if you're listening, you've played at least an hour of it, and you kind of know what it's about.
Because a man walking from point A
Yeah,
to point
you gotta
B.
reconnect.
Pretty much.
Oh, another thing that kind of annoyed me is I know the whole... Because you've obviously gotten to the part where I mentioned Sam doesn't like being touched.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he doesn't speak much at all.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Oh, probably not that deep into spoiling.
Oh, but-
because
I
I
don't
don't
know why, that, like, you know, I'm not saying why, but, like, it's
Yeah.
not too far in the game. They just sort of establish Sam doesn't like other people touching him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he
That's
always...
actually very early. People
It
go to
is.
shake his hand, he doesn't
Yeah,
do
every
anything.
time someone just touches.
And whenever
And they-
someone goes up right up to his
Yeah,
face,
there's a few great scenes.
and he's
with
just
that.
like,
so good.
ugh.
So,
But yeah, it reminded me of Kiefer Sutherland in Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, you've got this actor,
I
why
would-
don't you use them?
I
He
would
barely
say
speaks.
that Kojima uses Norman Reedus more than he used.
Oh,
Kiefer.
100%.
Because
Kiefer
me and you both are the same thing.
Sutherland just spoke for no reason, and
Yeah.
Boss never shuts up in every other game.
That's the thing. That's the problem where it's like, I think ages ago when Phantom Pain came out, before we were doing a podcast, we talked about this, and we were like, Kiefer Sutherland's not the bad thing; is he's not used, and for a game where Snake has always been a very vocal character,
Yeah, he always
he
talks
doesn't
all
talk
the
to
time.
anyone anymore. And you'd be like, well, it's not the same Snake. I'm like, yeah, but it's just odd. It doesn't.
Fixie is the same,
Yeah, it doesn't.
It should be, yeah.
There's entire dialogue sequences in Phantom Pain where he doesn't utter a word back.
I love David Hayter. I'm fine if we're going to replace his voice, because I just
Yeah.
can't... 5 looks so good, I just can't match his voice up to that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
his voice has a very sort of almost like cartoony aspect
Yeah,
to it.
yeah. That's the thing, like, I actually liked, random side tangent, I actually really like Kiefer Sutherland. I was like, oh yeah, it works, fucking why not? But he's not used, he's just there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't talk a lot. He has like, I think 4 actual dialogue cutscenes where he's like actually saying things to characters. But but in this, Norman's, it's like the same effect, but there's like
There's
more of
good
a
reason.
character, and
Yeah.
there's no previous example of this character being chatty. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
and he talks more over the course of the
Yeah.
game as well.
he gets more of a person. He goes from being like annoying, quiet guy who's just like
Yeah, when you get to the end,
doesn't
you'll see
care, and
definitely more
then
talking.
as you play,
Mm.
which it makes sense because as you play, you're reconnecting with people and shit, and you're reconnecting everyone. Even though
Captain America.
yeah, like he starts to get more of a personality to the point where like he's getting better because you're reconnecting. So I'm like, I see what you did there, Kojima. Good job. But yeah, whole game's point is you got to reconnect America, and there's weird ghosts / dead things that are trying to kill you, and there's a lot of story. And what do you think of the game, Eric? I actually haven't asked you if you liked it yet.
I do like it, yeah, it's a
Nice.
weird experience, but it is an experience, and
Yeah.
just, you know, sort of hearing about it, reading about it, just fascinated by kind of the hidden ideas, you know, it's all about just, other people helping each
Yeah.
other,
It's
and
a,
how that makes you feel, and it makes you feel really good,
it's
yeah.
a
I mean, it's the whole purpose.
It's a surprisingly wholesome game.
Yeah,
Like,
it really is. When so many other games you just fuck with people.
Like-
this game's like, don't do. There's no way to do it.
Yeah,
All you can
there-
do is help people.
Actually, there's actually a funny story, and I think the Kojima Productions have actually acted on it now. There was people griefing in Death Stranding, So what they're doing, they're blocking areas with trucks, or they'll put trucks on roads so that people would crash into them and blow up.
I never saw any of that.
I haven't seen it anywhere. So I saw an article. I'm like, oh, people are griefing. That goes against the whole point of the game. Like, but like,
I feel like I saw it once. It would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, usually go someone's just parked a truck there.
well, I saw someone drop cargo in the middle of the road, and like I was like, what's that? And I drove over it. So I was like, what the fuck is? Oh, whatever. I just drove over it.
Stuff like that, I feel like it's just people are just not thinking about.
Also, cargo can be spawned as well on random areas.
How do you mean?
The game just spawns it
Oh.
sometimes because you'll know if it's dropped by a player or if it's the game's dropped it because see it's light green if it's dropped by a player.
Doesn't have that little white ghost.
Actually, no, it'll also have a name.
Emoji?
It'll actually have the name of the player who dropped it as well.
Yeah, doesn't have a little white ghost that gives it to you.
No, that's in boss fights.
Oh.
No, that's not a spoiler.
Oh, those help me so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've run out of all your resources and you're like,
Yeah,
fuck!
that helped me so much.
No, yeah, I actually like it's one of the game where I actually did things to help other players out. I'd be like, I should probably set up a bridge here. Not because I need to get over, because it's a good area for a bridge.
Right thing to do.
I spent, I think, 2 days of actual game time ziplining the mountain areas.
Oh yeah,
So, like-
that would be like good on you.
And I got like
helps so much.
so much likes because people were like, just be able to like, oh
Yeah, because it's the best. Like, it's basically the best you can do in the whole game to
Yeah.
help people ziplining the mountains.
yeah. Because like it was really funny. I set a zipline network up in the game. There was the one bit where it's not a spoiler, but there's a mission where you have to deliver the medical supplies to the mountain guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you got an hour to do this. You better be fast,
You
Sam.
don't need it at all though. Like whenever you get given a timer, you get given way too much.
That's the thing,
time.
like an hour, because I had a zipline access. I was like, 10 minutes later. Oh yeah, I'm here. Here's your shit. Like,
Probably less than that.
yeah, and they were like, oh, you did real good, Sam. I'm like, yeah, because I got all these zip lines. Like,
I'm trying to not get mixed up because I was talking to someone about the game last night.
yeah.
One thing I really like is I like the fact that they look like the actors.
Yeah.
Specifically, I usually don't care for that much. So I'm always sort of on the fence of.
What's a video game?
Well, if you can
do
make
everyone.
them look however you want, you know, you
Yeah.
make them look exactly like the actors.
Well, like for example, Joel in Last of Us.
Yeah, but it's really cool seeing a character that looks
Yeah.
like Troy Baker.
That.
Because he's
oh,
played so many characters and none of them look like him at all.
Yeah. Oh, like, didn't he play a character in COD that looked like him, I think?
Oh, yeah, she's super right
Yeah.
eyes.
Oh,
Like Jack or
yeah,
something.
but like.
It's not a narrative character.
Yeah,
really.
oh, and it's a first person game as well, so
Yeah.
you rarely ever see him. Yeah, you're right though.
I will say, though, like,
But he just looks like a kind of creepier Troy Baker because I feel like he's quite skinny and just you can really see some of the muscles around his
Yeah.
mouth.
So cool.
I will say, and I
He's
knew,
awesome.
I knew for sure, Higgs, I think, is top 3 Kojima villains. Like, I'd put him in there, because whenever he showed up, I was like, yes! Oh, I love seeing it. There's like a part where like, he doesn't show up for a good, I'd say 10 hours worth of gameplay because you're off doing missions, and he shows up, and I'm like, oh, yes. He's back. He's so cool. I think, yeah, I've talked to you how far I am.
Yeah.
It is really, yeah, I agree. It's really cool seeing Troy Baker actually playing, he's always played it, but
Yeah.
playing a character and actually be like, oh, that is Troy
So you
Baker.
could be like, oh, there's a movie like
It
that.
does-
with him,
Yeah.
It does backfire in
Like
one.
a young, creepy looking Troy Baker.
It does backfire
Yeah.
in one.
Also, was not blonde like Troy
Oh,
Baker.
yeah, it's true, yeah. And licks people. It
Yeah.
licks a lot of people in that game.
I'd let Troy Baker lick me.
Ew.
Probably would as well, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
He's a hot man. He's an attractive man.
I love the voice he gives Higgs as well. Like, I was like, oh, it's his normal bad guy voice.
But it's
like,
just like a bit more southern because he's from Texas, but he's just upping the
Toned it
southerners
down
a
a
little bit.
really, the having the Troy Baker likeness backfires once, and that's where like I don't even know if they were meant to hide it, but like, and it might not occur to people who don't know who Troy Baker is. There's a bit it kind of spoils.
Oh, I know exactly what you're
where
talking
it's
about.
like essentially.
I don't know what it was. I think when everyone was talking about it yesterday. That's such a weird moment because
Yeah.
you really don't know what they're going for with that.
Yeah, because
Yeah. That part I didn't
I'll
see.
give slight spoilers. It's not really story spoilers. It's more just an event that happens in the game. It doesn't affect the grand
Yeah.
thing. You got to deliver something. The whole point of this game, you have to deliver shit to different places. That's the whole gameplay loop. And then a guy comes
Because
up
everyone
to you.
else is too pussy to actually go out and
What
do
is
it.
it?
Basically, yeah.
It's a very dangerous land.
Yeah.
World, to
But
be
yeah,
honest.
so they are.
Yeah, but also yeah.
And they can't even bother walking. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll escort you there. We can't hold hands. I'll just carry on my back.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of hilarious.
Cover you in a tarp.
Which is annoying. It's like, man, do you know how much useful items I now have to put in my locker that I could use
Yeah, you
transporting?
carry a body. You can't really carry much else.
I got what? One climbing anchor and one ladder. Fuck you.
So the first time, I moved a living person. I'm like, oh, okay. Then you're not dead. Can't you just walk? That wasn't that far, right? The first alive person you moved.
Oh,
yeah. The artist.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, we're not going that far. You can't just walk with me.
Yeah, put it out.
We're in like the desert. I don't know if it's gonna rain or not.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing I was mentioning with Trollmaker is there's a part where like you got to deliver something you got to deliver something somewhere, and this guy walks up to you who looks like he works for Bridges, which is the organisation you work for.
But
And
you've
he's
never seen him.
Yeah.
You've never seen anyone who's just a day-to-day worker,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Because most people hide in their bunkers and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you forgot something," and I'm like, "I know that voice."
Yeah.
And then it's like the character walks up into camera. He's wearing a hat, but like it's very easily like that's Troy Baker. And because when we see Higgs earlier in the game, it's like Higgs played by Troy Baker. And even then, like we know who Troy Baker's playing because we're all
Big
Like,
Troy Baker
And he's
fans.
done a million voices. Yeah.
yeah.
Voices.
So we're like that's Higgs, and then what he gives you is like
And he also acts kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's like covers
Yeah.
his face slightly.
yeah, and you're like, I'm like, well, I know what this is. I'm not gonna. Essentially, he gives
Yeah,
you a
because it's
bomb.
meant to be it's a bomb, and it's
Yeah.
meant to be a surprise, but you can see what's in it when you take it.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's like
And once you
a
take
bomb.
it, it's like, oh my god, look, it's a bomb. I know, it said it was a bomb.
Yeah. I was like, I was so.
Like when it opens, it's like, you didn't know what it was. It said.
I was like,
And it beeps.
Fragile doesn't know what it is, but you two know.
yeah. Well, I figured.
Yeah, it does pick.
I was thinking to myself, I was like, do I just throw this in a tar pit? Probably should. Nah. I'll see what happens if I go to town. Blows up town. I'm like, whatever. Probably need. And then it's like, yeah, you need to throw it in a tar. I didn't do a tar pit, but I was like,
I'll tell
Was-
you, Fragile would be funny.
yeah, Fragile was it. But I was
Another
like,
one.
Yeah, the end.
it's so weird. That it's like, what? Like, why? Like,
I'm not gonna lie, my initial thought is I thought he was creepy, but not that bad, because I don't think he's meant to come off as that creepy.
Yeah.
And I was just straight up like, oh, they're just reusing Troy Baker.
oh yeah.
That's 100% what I thought, like they're
Yeah.
just reusing
I mean,
him.
maybe.
So I was like, yeah.
Because he does sound kind of different. I'm like, oh, they're just reusing him. But
Yeah.
no, it's obviously not meant to be.
Yeah, it's the
same character.
Yeah, and then you're like, and I was like,
Yeah.
was that meant to be? Because again,
So I can just teleport wherever he wants. So he
And
can just get in there.
that's also
Yeah.
if you go to your cargo list, it tells you this is a
Thermonuc-
bomb, thermonuclear
yeah.
device. It's like, is this meant to be a surprise, Kojima? Because anyone who knows who Troy Baker is and is a fan of like actors and them, which most people are, like especially if you're like big video game and movie nerds, you know who's playing who for the most time.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I know Troy Baker's playing this character, and there's another character that's played by Troy Baker. It's like, well, okay, that's that character then. But it's like, well, in the menu, in the inventory screen, we can see what it is.
Yeah,
And then
it's a
everyone's
really
like,
weird moment.
oh, it's a bomb. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, I know. Like you, it's weird. That's
Well, okay.
I sound like I'm ripping on the game. I fucking love Death Stranding.
It's okay, like, I'm not...
I think Death Stranding's
I'm overthinking
probably my
this.
favorite game of the year.
I'm overthinking this way too hard. But if you
Nah,
think
stop
about it...
Resi too.
If you think about
I think
it...
it's a good game.
There are little tiny moments where Norman Reedus looks to you, the camera, the player, and points to stuff in the world.
Yeah, but that's because I see that as more like quirky.
Yeah, it's
World
just Kojima
breaking.
and cheeky.
Yeah, I mean, maybe,
It's a very Kojima thing to do.
maybe that's something that...
I mean,
was
when he
like-
fight Higgs, he mentions it's a boss battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what Higgs constantly refers to.
Because he's like, let's
yeah.
resume the
And
game.
he constantly says, like,
Yeah.
it'll be game over.
and also
Sorry to spoil it, guess
I-
what?
I
You
have a-
fight this enemy in a boss battle.
in a
There's no
very
spoiler,
boss
yeah.
battle.
But yeah, and then he's like, let's resume the game. Let's continue. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Adoy.
will also say though, I think
Having gamers survive
I think-
this apocalypse.
that Higgs is a random theory. For the most part, is talking to Sam, but I think he's actually talking to the player. So a lot of his shots, he's looking directly into the camera.
Yeah.
Like a lot of other characters don't have direct into camera shots. He's the only one that I can think. Oh, excluding Mads Mikkelsen's character. But that's
Because he's talking to BB.
but like all the shots where they show him like,
Give me back my
yeah,
BB.
give me back my BB.
I like
I
to
want
think
my
that it's
BB.
just someone that was like, what are they called? And someone had a stroke and was just like, BB. And then they're like, okay, well, they'll call them BBs.
No, it's a very Kojima thing to acronize everything.
I know, but
BBs, BTs,
I really
EBs.
hope it wasn't that. That's pretty sad. That's
No, but-
someone just had a stroke like that.
it just went...
Kojima's like, great, I've got it, guys.
Half of their brain just shuts down. Like,
It's like, why do we call them BBs? I'm like, oh, sorry, okay, yeah, we'll call them BBs. And like, wait, no, I said baby. No,
Even-
BB now.
Well, it's a very Kojima thing. He acronizes everything, or gives it like, the Cupid, or cufflinks.
and
like,
going from Metal Gear Solid 5, everything was D something because it was done like
yeah,
D-Horse,
D-Dog,
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 D-Woman.
D-Walker, D-woman.
D-woman?
It's not, that's a joke. Because you get quiet.
Because every single companion is D, so then just get quiet. And she's got boobs.
Yeah. And like...
They're quite
Wait, is
big.
Quiet a person?
Yeah.
She's the hot sniper chick who like is incredibly sexualized. And the
Okay.
reason behind it is like, I guess.
Yeah, but he's the one that made that well. Like, it's not... It's just... He just wants to look at her. That's
Yeah.
why.
And then like there's that weird
100%
rain.
didn't
There's the
Wait,
weird
why
rain
is he
scene.
super sexual? Why is she super sexualized?
So it's like she practically wears nothing throughout the entire game because she photosynthesizes. So she has to have her skin has to be able to
But how many times is
Yeah.
she actually out in the sun?
a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's a problem he made, so he
Yeah.
could make that solution. And also the way she's dressed, it's like, well, she's wearing like tall boots. She's got like a glove that covers
Yeah.
on one hand.
And like there's also
Like I'd be wearing no gloves and like short boots. Just wear more clothing then.
Yeah.
and there's also a weird like rain scene where like 'cause there's meant to be a romance between Quiet and Snake. There's this weird like rain scene where they're playing in the rain. It's like
That's cute.
really hypersexualized.
Are they,
Yeah,
like,
it's
lining up
hypersexual. It
on
is
each
also
other?
cute though.
It is very cute. They're like kicking water at each other.
Oh, that's cute. Aren't they like 50 years old?
He's
No.
he's about 50. Yeah.
Yeah. And Quiet's like 23.
Never mind. then.
Even though I still love Quiet. I think Quiet's a sick character though. Anyway,
I
that's,
mean, he was in a coma for like 9 years, so technically he's a bit younger, I
Yeah.
guess.
um,
He was born in the 90s, did you say?
He's in a coma for 9 years, so I guess he doesn't really age much in the coma.
Yeah.
What do you think of the gameplay of Death Stranding? This is like the most interesting bit, not actually. The most divisive bit I see.
I think I'm definitely biased, so I really like Kojima's games.
Yeah. Same.
And it
You
just
know,
looks-
you knew what to expect.
Maybe not what to expect.
But I just enjoy the experience because
Yeah.
I am biased because I like him in his games and I've been
Yeah.
liking them for years now.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it was probably preface. It's probably come on podcast. But anyway, if anyone hasn't listened to the podcast, me and Eric are both pretty huge.
Metal Gear Solid
MGS
games,
fans.
yeah, and like that 100% does affect your bias
Oh,
because you know we've never. I was gonna say we've never really gotten a separate game. We haven't, no, because I thought Zone of the Enders was made by him, but it's just produced.
I think he did the first one. I think he was behind the first. The second one, I don't think
Because
he
I
made.
thought the same thing, but something might have said.
Because they do say a Hideo Kojima game, but I think it's
But that can still mean he produces.
I think
yeah.
he did the first one and the second one he produced. I think. He has done other ones. He's done like Snatcher and Police Noughts, but they're all
but nothing. Yeah,
nothing
recent
like
at all.
big. As soon as he started doing Metal Gear was all he did. I think a big thing and why a lot of people were into him. Death Stranding did gain a lot of hype and a lot of even in our not just.
Apparently Golden City just produced it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was wrong.
Yeah, I really feel he directed it as well.
A lot of people, and this is not just like social media, for like people we know. This game got a lot of hype from, I think, not just Kojima has, but just everyone.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who were not used to Kojima's wacky antics, questionable writing at times, and like just weird games. Because even if like everyone's like, wow, this game looks weird. It's like I remember we talked about this. I think maybe we talked about this on the podcast, but like there was a lot of stuff like, oh, that's so weird, and I was like, yeah, he's done that before.
Yeah, he really has. There's nothing.
Like it's
There's
very
really nothing like weird for him in this game. Like everything's actually
Yeah.
quite.
This actually feels like a natural progression from Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Like it's like if Phantom Pain was more of an indie game, this is what that is. Like and more focused on the story because Phantom Pain wasn't really focused on the story. It was more focused on
the gameplay.
the gameplay. As with this,
how you can approach all these situations.
Yeah. I actually genuinely, a lot of people was like, don't like the gameplay of this. I actually think the gameplay is fucking amazing. It's
But what
slow.
it is, it's good. Yeah.
It's very slow, but like it's one of the things like you can't play this with instant gratification in mind. You have to be like, I'm just gonna sit down.
Yeah, I had a lot of times that I'd play it, I'd get tired of it, but
Yeah.
I'd just say, well, I'm just gonna stop playing then.
Yeah.
And I'd just come back the
Well,
next day. And
I found
then
I couldn't play this game every day because like there'd be days I'm like I'm tired, but also like I need to be in a mind space to play this to be
you
like
want to be engaged a bit more.
yeah, because there's times where like there's some games where if I'm falling asleep I'll try and like power through and be like no, I'll keep playing. But there's this one like I'm falling asleep I'm gonna stop because this game's not gonna re-engage me if I'm tired. I'm like no, I need to be already like all right.
And if you're already tired, you want to get in there, 40-minute cutscenes.
Yeah, and then be like, fuck's happening? And you miss one line and none of the story makes sense. Because it does fall into those, like, I wouldn't say trappings, because it is Kojima as fuck. Like a lot of the arguments, like, oh, a lot of the information's told to you through, like, people just telling you information. Like, again, been doing that for years. That's what the codec was, people telling you the information. Like, I'd say this is probably his most Kojima game he's ever made, just because it sticks to what he likes doing.
Yeah, 100%.
The gameplay's sick though. I love the fact like again like Phantom Pain, the more you play, the more it opens up. Not like here's another thing. It's like, no, here's a new system. Like,
Yeah,
here's a
use
completely
to benefit you.
new item or new method of transportation or anything. Yeah. Do you dig the gameplay?
Yeah, it's fun for what it is. I don't think the pacing's very good at times, especially near the ending, as we were talking about just before we came on.
Yeah.
You'll get to that and it'll just be like the way it's honest to God, the ending's probably about 3 hours long, broken up with very short bits of gameplay where you do virtually nothing in them.
Because you told me off on the podcast, I'm pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
And I no. Oh, sorry.
I mean, gameplay wise, yeah, you don't have much to do.
Yeah, but like I'm not. But that like
And
I've reached.
actually, you could quite close.
Because I did a lot of side content. In this game boils down to doing your standard deliveries or picking up lost cargo and delivering it, which I did a fuck ton of early game. So I was like, I want to help get all my stars up. At one point, I was going to get the full 5 stars in every thing. No, that's not happening. Like, I can't be fucked.
You can play after you've beaten the game,
Yeah.
so you can just go back.
That
and
is
yourself.
good.
Yeah, I had no idea, but
Yeah.
they handle it and it's really cool.
Yeah. But like I was talking to Dan. I was talking to you about this, Dan, the other day.
Yeah.
Is that like I love this game, but I'm ready to see the end.
Yes.
Like, I'm ready to see how
I
this
got to
wraps
that
up.
point, definitely.
Like I just ignored side content. I'm like, I just want to see how it wraps up.
And that's what I mean. I think that's the best way to have a fun experience.
Yeah. So there have been some people who've like flown through this relatively. It's a long game, especially if you spend your time with it. Like we had a friend who beat it within the week it came out, and and he was like, "Hurry up!" And I'm like, "Man,
You definitely could, yeah.
I'm like, I'm still in episode 3, man. I'm still in I'm building up my highways. That's probably what I added up to a lot of my time was building all the
Yeah,
roads.
because the last 2 episodes they've got to do are basically just like one mission each, and then they're done.
There was that bit where I've got something where it's like, you've gotten here, now go all the way back, and I was almost like, don't wait,
Yeah.
it's not actually that bad. I just need to get to where the road starts, and I can drive my way back up. It's fine. I think the world design's really cool. Like you could argue it's just like a random terrain, but I think that actually works for this because it's like.
Yeah, it's okay. It does feel a bit arduous to navigate at times, and I get that because
That's the whole point.
the
Essentially.
time fall's meant to be. But I mean, I think it's
I never
kind of the second half of the map once you cross the lake. That early area, there's just so many of those little rocks all together, and you can't get even a motorbike through. It's just.
Oh, actually, I will say this is
bit
one thing,
much.
and you can probably agree with me. I think vehicle control is not the best.
It's a bit sucky at times,
it
yeah.
it
You
has-
can definitely get better at it, and I like that. You can actually find out, especially with the bike, how to kind of balance your weight.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And actually get over, because you can get over a lot in the bike.
Well, I was talking to a friend of ours about that, and I told him that you can shift your weight forward and back, and he was like, "What, you can?" I'm like, "Yeah, take it over rocks and really high stuff," and he's like, "Holy shit!"
When you're going down a little hill and there's rocks, you just very
It does that annoying game thing where your momentum just stops. Not like, oh, you've hit something. It's like, pff, it's like, alright. I find it kind of funny because unlike normal movement where that doesn't happen, where you just stop because you've got realistic momentum.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I've always not hated, but realistic momentum annoys me in games. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to stop. Let me stop.
Yeah,
I want to stop here. And there's sometimes where I'm stopped and I've gone just about to fall off a mountain. I'm like, fucking move back. It's bad. It's
totally fair.
But I think it works in this game. So I like how they made movement gameplay. They're like, no, movement isn't just go here. You have to be actually focus.
No, it's definitely interesting. Yeah,
You have to actually focus on moving. I think that's sick. Trying to think of some stuff.
I'm excited for live sitting.
Oh yeah.
His next hit game, a live sitting.
I saw a meme where it was shit standing.
Oh.
I love all the quirky Kojima stuff. I love the fact you can make grenades out of your shower water, piss and shit.
I never use them.
I never used them once.
They're just stun grenades. You just want the real deal.
And by the time you get hermetic grenades pretty quickly
Yeah.
after that, so it's why would you ever use? That is actually one thing I will say. This game, it sounds like a big buy, but if someone's like, oh, I didn't like it, and you're still within the first 10 hours, you're still in the opening.
Yeah, stuff
gameplay
like
wise.
that. It's similar to when I've told you guys about Soma.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it really gets better halfway
I tried
through.
playing Soma at your house once, and I was like, man, this is fucking boring as shit. And you were like,
Yeah, halfway through it gets really good.
Yeah. This one, there's still it's there's a 10-hour buy-in.
Yeah, that's
10
Stranding
hours.
especially, having that.
And again, I can imagine someone who's A, not used to Kojima's games, B, might be a very busy person, not have the time to be like, man, I have to wait 10 hours for this game to really get opened up. It's not I don't think it's 10 hours and the game gets good. I think it's 10 hours and the game opens. Like you're
And you
allowed.
don't understand
You,
it,
you get the story gets a bit more.
You really get
clear.
into a flow then.
Yeah, you've got more combat. Isn't just run the fuck away because you're useless. Even though I didn't really I never went into combat in this game.
No, not if I
Ever.
didn't need to.
Feels like I could, like, even when I had guns and, like...
Well, I mean, my first thing in a mule camp, not my first one, but when I just went in there one day and I was going to quit, I'm like, you know what, screw these guys, and I just punched them all to the ground. You can totally do that.
I had that, I tried that on, like, when I got caught, and I was like, well, I'll just fight them, and they blocked every punch, and I was like...
Oh, and if you do a combo, you break their block and just do it again, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's what I
was panicking. So
yeah.
I did one time where it was like...
I found, like, one that could block
Despite the...
It's not too bad.
It's actually, this is a really fun thing, because this game has stealth mechanics, which I was like, sweet, stealth. I am not unaccustomed to Kojima stealth. In one of the instances where it works really well, which is BT stealth, I think that works amazingly. Mule stealth annoys the shit out of me, because it's like...
Yeah, I never really tried it, because you always, once you get into territory,
and even
they ping you.
Yeah, even when you get the anti-ping, you have to time that first.
Yeah, I did it once.
Yeah.
But
and like...
it's too hard.
But even then, like... I don't know about you, because I played very cautiously. I had... Even when I wasn't carrying cargo, I still had, like, heaps of shit on me, like guns.
No, I never really did, because, I mean, everyone else just sorted for me. I got to the point where I don't need them. I don't need all this stuff.
I do love the fact that, like, this is a really cool game.
Not even that, but, like, a bunch of supplies. It's like, you don't need them to carry on you.
Oh, yeah. You only carry supplies on you if you're taking it somewhere. Like, I'm going to go into that.
But, like, having, like, a bunch of grenades and weapons and stuff, I just never needed them. Even, like, ladders and stuff, I'd stop carrying them at a point, because I just didn't need them.
Oh, yeah, because, like, everywhere's been charted.
Not even that, you can just climb stuff. Like, when you figure out you can actually climb a lot.
There's some mountains I found which were, like... I would avoid mule camps, like, no matter what. Some mountains I found that, like, to scale them...
Yeah, you definitely
you gotta have shit to
do. The vast majority I found.
The last mule camp area before you reach Edgenot City, which is like the end, where it's like that big open area.
Oh yeah.
And it's like carry all the cargo.
Oh,
like, I can't be fucked.
Bomb as well.
So what? Yeah, the bomb.
I hated moving the bombs.
And I was like, fuck this. So I was like, I'm not gonna go through. I'm gonna traverse.
Bombs that blow up from vibration. Yeah.
I found like the game's like, be careful on carriers. But if you had them on carriers, you practically never got.
I never use carriers.
They're really for bombs. They're, like I said, like the most useful thing because they practically nullify impact because they just hover over everything. But the last mule camp before you go to Edgenot, it was like go through that or go around a mountain essentially. I'm like, I'm gonna take the mountain. I had to like. I had used all my ladders and shit already, so I had to scale it with a carrier and try and get around a mountain. Like, I fell off like 3 times, lost my carrier twice.
It's amazing how you can always kind of get through stuff like that. I was kind of always
very creative,
worried.
yeah.
It's good. It's got good level design. Like, you're always sort of worrying,
and you can't approach
what
anything.
if I can't get through here, but you always find a way.
Like, even then, like, there was one time where, like, I was like, there's a pizza delivery side quests. And it's like, you have to keep the pizzas flat, so you can't stuck them in your back unless you put them in a specific area.
Yeah.
And you can't carry them because you're holding them sideways. So, like, what I did was I put it in my back so it was flat, ran into a mule camp, stole a truck and drove out, and then put it in the back of the truck. I was like, yes, I figured it out, boys. I like that you can practically approach this game however the fuck you feel like. It's fucking... I think it's actually really well designed, like, in terms of, like, how mechanics all flow into each other. And every time you do something, you're getting rewarded for it. Like, every time you do anything. What else is good? It's probably the best looking video game ever made.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
You can probably test this. How pretty Death Stranding looks.
It is very pretty. I do like how from a distance...
From a distance?
No. Like, from a distance you can see these mountains and you go, that could be a photo. And then you go up to them and you climb them and I go... This is still looks real. Like, it looks... and the physics. That's what I like, is the physics.
I like the physics, to be honest. Yeah,
actually, except for when you get caught on rocks.
There is times where, like, you like, the physics engine works practically flawlessly a lot, but there is times where, like, something will just happen, and you'll be like, why did I fall over? I was holding down grip. What the fuck? Like, despite the fact that the mountains are really treacherous, my favourite thing was going through snow-capped mountains in that game. And just explode. It was so tranquil. This is a very tranquil video game.
Oh, it was a lot nicer once they got the all-terrain.
Oh, skeletons?
Yeah. Before that, I just hated it.
I love the exoskeletons. Favorite thing about this game. I love the social mechanics. I think the social mechanics actually in a game where I'm like, I usually don't like the social mechanics like Dark Souls.
Oh yeah,
This is probably the best implementation.
But this actually made me feel good.
Yeah, you're like
good other people because it does support.
Yeah.
helping each
Well,
other.
like I'd stop and like
something like Dark Souls. There's only so much they can have, and
like it's a phrase. It's just like,
yeah. I mean, what is it? Try finger butthole is funny like once or twice, and when you just see it all the time.
Yeah. Or like jump here, and you're like.
Yeah.
All right. Like that's definitely not a secret down there. That's I'm going to die. And you're like, maybe it is jump died. Yeah, fuck you. Like that. This doesn't really have that. Like I loved actually stopping smashing that button. Whenever it's like, oh, that was a good bridge.
Oh, I did a lot. And I took a break, but I always made sure if I found one that I just had to. It was really helpful. I was like, no, I need to get them alive. Like zip lines in the mountains,
or like a timefall shelter in the middle of a timefall storm. You're like,
they never helped me.
Really?
I didn't. I never cared about timefall that much because if you
I had a lot of people tell me that timefall was really frustrating. I never found it that bad.
The timefall snow is frustrating.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to keep on. I never had less than 3 container repair sprays on me at all times though, so I'd always be like, shh.
Oh, I didn't stop bothering with that. I barely ever needed it.
And then once you get zip lines, you go through the storms practically straight away. It's like
the storms are annoying, but that's really about it.
What do you think of the BT encounters?
What, like them or the bosses? You mean?
Either really. This instance, I mean, when you enter a BT area and it's like you got to go through and
I'm not gonna lie, War was welcome eventually, and especially when I found out I could kind of how to cheese them.
Yeah.
And how unless you run into them, they're actually really not threatening at all.
Yeah. I had the classic, just if you've got a motorbike, you can gun. They won't catch you.
Unless you run into them, which I did a couple times. Like you run.
I had a truck and I got caught, but every time I had a motorbike, I just gunned through.
Yeah, I did hit them once or twice. Now.
I like it. Like it does keep you on edge whenever it's like whoosh, there's all the camera stuff, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna happen.
It's quite an easy game as well. I didn't really. I died. I think once.
I think I died once from a dumb death. Like it was like I fell off something.
I fell off a waterfall.
Yeah, I did that too.
Yes, it's amazing. Did
you
think you could cross it? Were you trying to cross it?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
I
talked to last time.
No, I didn't die. Sorry. Something funnier happened.
Oh, really?
I was transporting Mama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what? I was going across.
Oh, did you lose and she drowned?
I was trying to jump across the rocks and I missed and I fell off and it dislocated me and I got off and I was like, oh wait, where's and Mama's just going.
Yeah.
She's like,
I did that a couple times.
Bye.
I lost her, but then once I just left her there too long. She just started to sink. But no, my only actual death was trying to cross a waterfall. Very few rocks, very strong currents.
Yeah.
You could definitely get swept away at points. I got so close to the end, and I was like, okay, it's all strong current.
Yeah.
I'll jump. I'm obviously not going to make it, but there's rocks further down I can catch myself on.
Yeah.
And it was the water was so quick. I'm just trying to paddle, and it literally the camera pulls back as you go over the waterfall. I was like, oh, but if I fall off the waterfall, maybe I'll survive.
Yeah,
no, did not.
So good.
But you're a patriot, so it really doesn't matter. You just come right back.
Yeah, actually, that leads me to probably my biggest problem with this game, and I think you probably might agree with me with this, and Dan, you probably will, because you've had an outside perspective, what does any of this mean? And I've been like, I don't fucking know. My problem is a lot of the lore, not even lore, I think pivotal story explanation is hidden behind very long walls of text that aren't dialogue.
Oh yeah.
Jinx.
A lot of how the world works. What's chiral matter?
I felt comfortable enough understanding that, to be honest. I'm surprised.
The game does give you enough, but it's more of just you don't. I feel like you don't fully get it. You're like, I guess that's how chiral matter works. I guess this is what the Death Stranding. Obviously, the Death Stranding does get properly explained. In the game, I've gotten to the point where it's been this is what the point is of what this game's about. And and when it got to that point, I'm like, well, that's fucking sick. It does the classic Kojima. Not maybe Kojima, the Metal Gear Solid 3 thing. You think you've reached the end. You're like, this is the end. And the game's like, nah, man, it's another 10 hours gameplay. Yeah. Not maybe 10 hours later, it's another 5 hours. Cool. The end is actually over there. And you're like, oh man, you set it up like this was the end.
I genuinely don't like when games do that.
Yeah. Even me and you are both on Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of the best games ever. And even Death Stranding, Death Stranding does do this. And even when it happens, I'm like, I know, there's probably more great story, but you set me up for, this is it. This is the end.
And I was kind of fine with that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm excited to see this end. But also part of me was like, wait, not everything's been wrapped up. Ah, yeah, there we go. That's why not everything's been wrapped up. There's like 5 hours more.
Yeah, I realised that, and I was like, I guess it's been done well enough.
Yeah.
But then
What do you think of the characters?
Yeah, they're
probably the most colourful Kojima cast in terms of like every character being different.
Yeah, but no one's ridiculously silly.
Yeah. It actually, this is probably the most grounded Kojima. Maybe not grounded, because it's still Kojima.
I think so. Oh, it's the most grounded he's ever done.
Yeah, but like it's still weird. Like it's still wacky characters with weird, awesome names. All have their own weird gimmick.
Yeah. I mean, most of the weirdness is grounded enough. I mean, I guess the only thing that's probably a bit weird is some of the stuff that happens with Mama. I mean, not to spoil that.
I think that's the one thing where the game kind of lost me. I was like,
it does jump the shark a bit much.
Yeah.
With some of that.
Like everything else, I'm on board.
Because when that stuff starts out, I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like what's going. But then when it gets to when you get to the mountains and you're like, okay, that's a bit weird. That's a bit much.
And then it goes a bit further, and you're like.
Yeah, like, oh, stop going. You've gone far enough. Stop.
Yeah. And then the game keeps reminding, later on when you passed it, it reminds you of it. You're like, oh yeah, that wasn't very cool. Like, like the stuff with Mama is...
I did not know that's the girl from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Shit!
That's Pussycat.
It's also the chick from the Nice Guys. Have you seen Nice Guys?
I haven't seen Nice Guys.
Oh, she's in that as well. I will say it's the acting in this is fucking amazing. Like they make some of these cheesy, and these are some of his cheesiest lines he's ever given us. But they make all of it work. They're like they knew how much to commit to each scene perfectly. Even like Fragile. Like Fragile's probably in terms of like dialogue the cheesiest character because she just has like the most like I don't know, just the cheesiest lines. But every time she says, I'm like, yeah, that was fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was sick, and like, oh, it's good. I think the characters are all pretty sick to be honest, but like, not like a lot of. I don't want to compare it to Metal Gear Solid too much because they're very different games, but like it's not like some of the older custom Metal Gear Solid where every character sticks out. This one's like you've got the key ones are like Sam sticks out because you're stuck with him for the whole time. You got Higgs, Cliff, and Mama, and
I mean, you've got your core cast. That's enough. You get to know them all enough.
But a lot of the other ones, it's like, oh yeah, you're cool, and then you don't see him, and you're like, oh yeah. Like I think like Mama, like is great. Like the character's cool when you see her, but then as soon as you leave, you're like, oh yeah, fucking she's gone. Like same with like Heartman.
Well, because it kind of I guess the plot point you think with her.
Yeah.
Gets resolved really, really quickly.
Yeah.
And I was interested to see how that would play out, but it does, and then you get the next point for her.
Yeah.
And that's what jumps the shark a lot.
Yeah. It's actually I think it's quite disappointing about the fact like Mama's story is like it starts off really good like.
Well, yeah, because once you find out like that's something.
Yeah, like oh that's really and you saw that cutscene you were like. Wait, that's a thing? And I was like,
that's what I thought. Yeah, like that's a thing. Jeez.
And we're like, and then how that
because what it kind of sets up for her personality as well. You're like, oh wait, if that's part of her and like her personality, like that could make conflict for sure.
And then like you resolve it. Relatively quickly, and then it's like, here's Mama's next story, and you're like, what is this?
I really like that previous one.
Yeah, but it doesn't get rid of the fact like when that storyline shows up, it's really good. You're like. Whoa. I think a lot of characters have... Actually, I think every character's got interesting storylines. Like, Heartman's I really like. Deadman's I think is really cool. Despite, like, you'll get
some... You've still obviously got more stuff to go.
Yeah.
More Die Hard Man and Cliff. That's what you...
I think that's what I'm, like, really... I'm, like, I need to know more about Cliff. Like, and the game where I'm at to is, like, it's all about Cliff now, which I'm like, thank God, because... I have too many questions about this guy.
I remember when I fought him the first time, I was like, wait, is he coming back?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, is that it? Is he going to come back?
He better come back. I do love those segments. I always feel those segments are actually in the trailers.
But there's not the context, so...
Oh, okay. I'll just say the war segments.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Like... It kind of becomes Metal Gear for a split second. You're like, oh, this is Metal Gear. Like, I'm sneaking around a battlefield, got guns, got to hunt down a guy. This is Metal. Kojima, do you miss Metal Gear? Baby, where's my baby? Give me back.
Do you want to give final thoughts?
Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's really good. I think it's probably my favourite game of the year, because there's been a lot of fucking really good shit this year. It's in gaming, at least. Like, as a Kojima game, and again, we're both Kojima fans, but as a Kojima game, I think it's great. I went in, like, I just want to see what he makes. I don't care, like, in terms of, like, is it a good game, or, like, what's it about? I was like, I just want to see what he comes up with, and what he throws at me. So far, I think I'd say it's a very long, slow game, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I think it's genuinely pretty good game.
Look at this, had a squash lollipop in my pocket this whole time.
Oh, wow. That's
That's
munted.
I remember putting that in there.
Danny, look at
I wonder what happened to it. Oh.
Danny, look at my sunburnt arm.
Ugh.
Look at it.
It looks so, like... It looks like Eric's lollipop.
It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad, but it's just... I think it's the light makes it look worse. I was out filming today, so I got fucking scorched. I'm really sick of summer at this point. Yeah, what do you think? What's your final thought?
Well, summer's just started.
I know, I'm really sick of it already.
Well,
it's because we had like 540
because
degrees.
this is Australia.
Yeah. This is
Oh
I think the problem is we've had 540 degree days. Like, maybe not 40, but close to 40
close.
In a row. And I'm like,
close.
dude, I'm sick of this shit. Like, give me a 32. Give me a 35. I can roll with 35. 40, I'm like, even I become Danny. Because for those who don't know, Danny hates the heat.
Yeah.
And I'm usually like, Danny, it's not that hot. And you're like, it's hot.
I hate anything
when
above 23 degrees.
And then when like 40 degrees...
Like English.
Yeah.
Correctly English.
Pretty
and then when
much.
anything 40, when it gets to 38, 40, I become like you, Danny. I'm like, fuck, it's so hot. Like, and you're like...
Like, I've been complaining for the last 10 degrees.
So yeah, what are your final thoughts on Stranding, Eric?
It is a interesting new type of game that I
will say, I
definitely had faults with, but I ended up having
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good time.
Yeah. Actually, that's probably the main thing I want to get across. Even for a Kojima game, it's very unique. Like, I haven't played a game like this.
Yeah.
Like, and it felt refreshing to be like, oh, this is new. This is actually new. I don't have to, like, have prior knowledge of something. Like, this is... I haven't gotten this experience from any other game in existence. So I give it... What, Danny?
Again, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Kojima said in a report that if Death Stranding gets a sequel, it won't be a follow-up. It'll just be in the world. I'm like, yeah, well, do whatever you want, man. Like, I'll get whatever you make, unless it starts going bad, in which case, fuck you. Yeah, I know you haven't played, but what is your hot take on Death Stranding?
I give it 20 Hartman likes.
I love the line.
Cue the Hartman.
The sound.
Cue the likes.
But then he takes them away.
He always gives them back.
Yeah.
I love when like Sam gets something wrong. He's like, "Isn't that?" He's like, and you're like, "Hey, making my likes back, my social link level." Yeah. Death Stranding's fucking sick. I think it's a great game. I don't recommend it to everyone because if you're not into slow games, don't play it. You'll fucking hate it. Yeah. Danny, what do you think about Pokemon?
I love Pokemon.
In general.
It's great. It's a great anime.
Because
it's a great game.
Because
I'm assuming it's a great manga.
Because you've been quiet on... you haven't played Death
I
Stranding.
didn't know there was a Pokemon manga.
Probably.
Yeah.
I assume.
Apparently the manga's really dark.
I know you've been...
A lot more adult than the movies and the games.
Because I know the Yu-Gi-Oh manga's a lot more dark.
Yeah, same.
Apparently people die. Like, full on.
In the Yu-Gi-Oh anime in Japan's a lot darker than the
Because he's like the big Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't know what it's called, Yami Yu-Gi-Oh. He's actually like a gambler or something.
Yeah.
What?
Because that's why he goes to him, I think, because the older personality or whatever he is.
Oh, because
like
it feeds his addiction.
Yeah, but like he's good at gambling, and because obviously a card game is a form of gambling technically.
I guess.
Well, because me and Eric were the main pioneers of that conversation, because you hadn't played Death Stranding, I'll let you be Captain Pokemon.
Yeah, I think I'm out then.
So, what does that make me? Does that make me,
Well, let's start talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield.
It's great.
There you go, it's wrapped up.
Yeah, no. No, I actually think it's better because it's different.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
a lot
not
of...
that different.
Well, in some areas... I actually, even in terms of the complaints, I actually don't mind it. But I think I'm very much in the minority here because of the way I play games.
I think me and you are both in the minority on this, because I have a very not Kai-like opinion.
Very different to each other, but in a minority sense to the rest
of the
group crowd.
You definitely know it's fucking Pokemon. Pokemon Sword and Shield just came out in the Nintendo Switch. It's had a fair amount of controversy around it, from alleged lies from the studio, the Pokemon, like they're not adding the full national dex, and then the Pokemon list, which I was very pissed off about, just because I didn't like how they laid the list of Pokemon they picked. It was very Sun and Moon heavy, and a lot of the older gens, even Gen 1, a lot of those iconic Pokemon didn't make the cut.
I was sad, but at the same time, it's a Pokemon game. Yeah. I'm gonna play it.
The next
it's not. It doesn't matter
next thing I want to point out, despite all the controversy, and even before this, actually we'll go about our histories in Pokemon, because I feel like we need to validate ourselves. I've played from Fire Red till Silver, and then stopped, and then came back for X and Y, played till Sun, and then stopped it, or played till Moon, and then stopped at Moon, so I was, in my words, really fucking sick of Pokemon.
I've played Yellow, Soul Silver, Black and White, Omega Ruby, so not the original, Sun, Ultra Moon, and Let's Go, and Pokemon Go. Yeah. And now, obviously. Yeah.
Pokemon so, you've both played quite a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah.
You played Pokemon Yellow, you're old school.
That was the only one I owned.
So, before Sword and Shield came out, you're like the best fan of anything. You're like, man, I'm just here to have fun. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like that was Star Wars. I think if every Star Wars fan was like you, we wouldn't have wars.
It was just called Star.
Yeah, it's called Stars. Because, if every Star Wars fan was like you, because you're just like, man, I'm just here for Star Wars. I'm not here to have arguments. I'm just here to enjoy myself. Then even, people like me would have more fun.
Because they couldn't argue. They'd be like, someone...
They'd be like, man, that new Star Wars movie was sick.
They would be like, this person I really respect is enjoying it, so I'm not going to shit on it.
Anyway.
And yet everyone likes to shit on things. I hate it.
Yeah, it's bad.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so... Before Sword and Shield came out, I was going to get it just because I'll see what it's like. The new Pokemon on the new system is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm done. I have not enjoyed a Pokemon game for a very long time. I think since X and Y, I haven't enjoyed a Pokemon game. So then, when this was coming, and then you were just excited because, hey, new Pokemon.
New Pokemon.
I think...
New console.
I have not enjoyed a Pokemon game this much since, I'm going to say Diamond or Platinum.
Really?
I haven't enjoyed a Pokemon game this much. Because I think it's genuinely a really fun Pokemon game. It's not, if you're a die-hard Pokemon, which I am not.
What?
Die-hard? Yeah, die-hardman.
Sorry, continue.
Bringing it back to Stranding. Me and you are definitely not hardcore Pokemon fans. We're there to just grind up some Pokemon.
Yeah.
Beat the Elite Four and call it a day. Maybe get the Dex. Or maybe do some legendary hunting.
I'm a legendary hunter.
Yeah. But we're not like, man, I gotta get the right IVs. I gotta make sure this Pokemon is this fucking good. I'm gonna get a shiny of everything. We're like, no, none of that. So, for us, which you can probably argue we're very casual Pokemon players.
Yeah.
This, at least for me, I think it's the most fun Pokemon I've had in Pokemon for years. I haven't enjoyed a Pokemon this much. What do you think, Nate? What is your hot take on Pokemon Sword?
Okay.
I played Sword, you played Shield.
I am a casual gamer.
Yeah.
I've in late...
You filthy casual.
In late of...
You nerd. Go home, Elizabeth. I don't know.
Elizabeth?
I don't know, I'm just saying words.
I've discovered I like to enjoy... Not games, not the level of mobile games where you can just pick up and put it down and do whatever, because I do like progression.
Well, you like games. Also, you like production.
I do.
I like a game that's not going to ask me for money every 3 seconds.
I like challenges, I like...
That being said, a lot of AAA games ask you for money every 3 seconds.
I know. I like a lot of games with just normal game mechanics.
Mm.
But at the same time, I think what Let's Go gave me was something that was a little bit more...
Too generic, or...?
No, something that was a little bit more enjoyable. But again, it was just Pokemon Yellow, but with Pokemon Go mechanics.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I enjoyed it because I never actually... This is a bit of a deep admission. I've never a confession. I never completed Yellow.
Yeah.
Because I was
trash.
I was too young. Yeah. I played it up until Snorlax, and then I didn't know what to do with Snorlax, so I was like, fine, I'm done. I'm good. And I think when I played it a little bit later down the track, when I played it on my phone, and I downloaded an emulator, and I've like Googled how to find.
Hacker.
I downloaded, the emulator, and I Googled how to find the flute, because apparently you needed a flute.
Yeah, Snorlax flute.
To wake him up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think what made Let's Go made me enjoyable was that it was kind of a little bit. This is gonna make me sound really terrible human being. Makes it easier. But
Let's Go is kind of, kind of baby's first Pokemon.
It is, and it's. I think
I didn't play Let's Go though.
I think for a general gamer and for someone who just is, I think for even from kids to adults, you could enjoy Let's Go, and I think what they did, from at least what I enjoyed, they did with Let's Go, is that they brought in some of the good stuff, like for example the overworld Pokemon. The sort of...
Yeah, overworld Pokemon's a great idea.
That is the main thing that they did bring in. But there was a lot of other little kind of... Actually, there was one little gimmick that they didn't bring in from Let's Go. They brought in from Omega Ruby, where you could pet your animals. You could pet your Pokemon.
Well, they brought this in with camping.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could do that. And that is something that, just as an animal lover, it was such a great thing. And also, it's not that just you get to pet your Pokemon. It's that you get rewarded for petting it.
Well, that's been in... you get rewards for being intimate with your Pokemon. That's been around for a couple of Pokemons now.
Since Omega Ruby?
Even, I think before then, like...
Really?
Yeah, somewhere like if you actually fed them and did certain stuff, you get certain stat boosts.
Oh, so I never played X and Y. Yeah. And I don't think Black and White had that option. But yeah, so
basically... Black and White?
I played... Yeah, but I think that's what I think...
You're saying, like, Sword and Shield's like a good blend of, like, your good traditional Pokemon fun with a lot of new shit.
And that's what I think I kind of got burnt out.
With a lot of ease of access.
And that's why I think I got burnt out with Ultra Moon, why I never finished it. Because I finished Sun, but I never finished Ultra Moon because it was, A, the same thing, but B, I was bored of that obvious grind and that very... Also, Sun and Moon's weird tribal things was weird, and that definitely wasn't...
I probably people will get real pissed with this. I think Sun and Moon are the worst Pokemon games. I haven't played all of them, but out of the ones I played, I hated them. I thought they were really bad.
Sun and Moon are the same thing.
Well, compared to X and Y and...
I think...
I honestly hated
Sun and Moon. Black and White has some redeeming features that I don't think Sun and Moon have.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't played all of Black and White. So
I haven't played every single Pokemon game, but if you're like, here's Pokemon Red, the original, or Sun and Moon.
Oh, of course
I
you'd go
Red.
But again, also, there's a nostalgia effect.
I didn't grow up with the original Pokemon. That's what I'm saying.
Didn't you?
My first Pokemon was Fire Red, which is the remake.
Oh,
on Game Boy Advance.
See, I grew up with Yellow. And then I played until I owned a DS.
See, like... that,
only Yellow.
So, I really enjoy Sword and Shield because it's kind of a more condensed Pokemon game. Like, all the good stuff that you've got, your Pokemon, you're leveling them up. A lot of the new features, I think overall Pokemon is the coolest. I'm not one of the people who hates random encounters. I'm a hardcore JRPG player. I don't have a problem with random encounters.
Yeah, and I'm not saying...
But in a game like Pokemon, I do think it's better without it. I think it's better to be able to see all your Pokemon.
I'm going to the toilet.
Alright, fair enough.
I'm also a bit of a collectathon freak as well. Yeah. In that I enjoy...
Well, because the dex has dropped to, 460?
Yeah, something... And it's actually
kind of
something...
Doable. It's kind of doable.
Redeemable. Yeah, and so for me, that always wants to get the full dex, but never has been able to because there's 1,001 Pokemon that you need, and half of them you couldn't get in the game. You had to Wonder Trade, which... For Omega Ruby, I don't know if Sun and Moon had that. I think they might have had something similar.
They probably had Wonder Trading.
I didn't like that sort of system, but Omega Ruby is probably my favourite from the newer generations.
Yeah.
But just in saying that, that's the only redeeming feature and why I could kind of understand why there was a larger dex. But then if I was like, I like reaching 100%, I'm just very lazy.
Yeah.
So in terms
I probably won't go full dex just because I can't be bothered, but like...
I will.
There's a lot of... I think in terms of like stuff like that was game A, The world is... I love the Galar region. I think it's the best region they've done for a long time.
It is very pretty.
It's also diverse. Very diverse. Not in the, like, here's the snowy area. I feel like I'm actually exploring a place.
Well, they've got weather, and I think the weather changes. It might just be the wild area, though.
What else do I really like? The wild area, I think, is really cool. It's probably one of the best additions. I think they added a lot to Pokemon, which is really good. The UI looks amazing. Like, your navigating stuff is really nice. It's still your very traditional Pokemon game. Like, it is still go to your gyms.
That's why I think I enjoy it.
I don't knock it, because I prefer at least go... I prefer Pokemon to at least be... Alright, we're going traditional, instead of going, here's a new thing, but it's actually not new, aka what Sun and Moon did, where it's like, it's not the gyms, it's the tribal challenges. And they make you do dumb mini-games. And not like normal dumb Pokemon. Like, Pokemon... I remember, like, early... And call me an old Pokemon fan, but old Pokemon gyms used to be like dungeons. You'd be like, here's your dungeon. Get through it, fight your boss, you beat it. Pokemon Sun and Moon was like, here, spot the difference. I'm like, you fucking kidding me.
It did seem very babyish.
When that happened, I rage quitted. I was like, no, I'm out. This is dumb. Like, I'm out of this. And you could argue, yes, Pokemon is for kids. I've always argued that, like, new kids will play Pokemon. Like, there will always be a new generation of kids.
But there should always be...
But they should always factor in the people who played it when they were 10 and still play it now in their 30s. Like, they should always remember those guys, those people, because they make up a very large chunk of it. That's why a lot of them have boycotted Sword and Shield, because it wasn't to their liking.
I don't see why, but...
I like this Pokemon game a lot. I do see why hardcore fans have boycotted it, and I'm kind of with them on it. I still love it, and I think it's a fun game, but I do see why. Again, you don't have all the Pokemons. You can't have your favourite... If your favourite Pokemon is, say, Scyther, you can't have Scyther.
Well, my favourite's Luxray. I love Luxray to bits.
And you can't have Luxray.
I can't have Luxray, but that doesn't stop me from finding a new favourite.
But say if someone went to go play Pokemon, right? And their favourite Pokemon was say, Luxray.
Yeah.
Like, beyond thing, and the reason why they play Pokemon is so they can use a Luxray. And they find out the newest Pokemon game doesn't have Luxray. If the Luxray's the
You can't get a Luxray in games in X and Y.
But you can still Wonder Trade them in.
Yeah, true.
So you can still get one.
Yeah.
Now you cannot get one.
I don't think you can. I haven't actually looked into that.
You can't. It's not.
There are obviously some. You can get some of the starters via Wonder Trading, and you can get them because the model. I mean, actually, I think that might be a hack version.
I will say my big thing. Now, Pokemon has stepped forward. Like, this is a small step towards innovation.
Yeah.
It's not a big step. It's not the step I wanted Pokemon to take. And I've had family members and friends tell me this. They will never do it, and that they can't do it. I say bullshit to everyone who says this.
What?
I want a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game. I want it where it's like, here's a world.
Why do
here's
people
your Pokemon.
believe they can't?
Well, because people are so used. My assumption is people are so used to how Pokemon games are made that you can't break away from the route system. I want a Pokemon game where it's like, here's a world, here's your Pokemon, explore.
I know.
Like, have an open area, like, and Pokemon Sword and Shield take very small strides towards that dream.
Yeah.
I do think, and I do give credit to the argument that Pokemon Sword and Shield still feels like a 3DS game. I do agree. It still feels like a 3DS game.
Yeah. But,
Well, if you look at a lot of the new Nintendo IPs that have made the jump to the Switch,
yeah.
like, Zelda got a massive upgrade in terms of fidelity and game stuff. Mario got better. Like, a lot of these games, when they brought over to the Switch, got visually better and mechanically better. Pokemon was one that stuck. They were like, we'll kind of make that jump. We'll go, but we're still going to look kind of like
Alright, you got me, yeah.
Like, but that means I still love this. I think this is a really good Pokemon game. It doesn't hold your hand as much. That's what drove me up the wall about Sun and Moon. The first 5, 7, 8 hours, and again, you can probably argue, well, you just said Death Stranding takes 10 hours to open up, but it doesn't hold your hand for those 10 hours. It's just like play the game. Sun and Moon was like, go here, go here, go here. Do you know how to catch a Pokemon? My favourite thing about Sword and Shield is they have now allowed you to skip tutorials. I don't know, it shouldn't have taken them this long, but I'll give them a congratulatory clap for getting to the point where you can now skip tutorials. Because how many of us have caught a fucking Pokemon before?
No, that actually is very true. You can skip pretty much 90% of the tutorials they give you the option to be like, do you know how to catch Pokemon? And they go, yes.
Yeah.
And, well, if you've played all of the Pokemons, you can say yes, and they go, of course you do. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, good would go. Oh, I remember we were both playing that at the front of your house, just wait for that stop to reopen. No, yeah, I think I'll probably keep my review of this short. It's getting a bit late, but Sword and Shield's good. I think the music. I think it's got the best Pokemon soundtrack since the original.
Yeah.
The Pokemon soundtrack is amazing. Yeah, I think it's good. It's not the best. Like, I think it's a really nice little step forward for Pokemon. Like, it's still very traditional, but at least they're not trying to fake change it up. They're like, it's Pokemon. Like,
yeah, I know.
I enjoy it. What are your last thoughts on Pokemon, Danny?
My final thoughts are, to all the Pokemon fans.
Also, the new Galar Pokemon I think are the best new Pokemon they've done in a long time as well. Like, I think Sun and Moon, and not just Sun and Moon, X and Y's new Pokemon were not very good. Like, a lot of them were a bit trash. This one, I think, has got the best new additions. Like, your, Grimmsaw, or Grimmsnarl, Coalossal.
Oh, Grimmsnarl's fucking incredible.
Rillaboom, I think, is really cool.
Yeah.
This time, my team comprises, except for one Pokemon, of all new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Except for my Weevil, all my Pokemon are new.
My Pokemon consists of...
So I've got Weevil, Rillaboom, Boltund, Coalossal, Seismitoad, and whatever my other one is.
Who have I got?
Right, that's 6. Wait, that is 6, yeah.
Gyarados, Rillaboom. I've got...
They both went in the grass starter.
Yeah. Gyarados, Rillaboom. Who's my dark? Oh, Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, Grimmsnarl, yeah.
Boltund.
Like...
Oh, Centiskorch.
Yeah. Oh, Centiskorch is dope.
And who's my 6th one?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Fire.
Oh, Corviknight.
Corviknight, yeah.
I think a lot of the new ones are really cool, excluding the giant cake Pokemon.
I love that Pokemon. That's such a cool Pokemon.
Fucking hate it. They're all really good. So yeah, final thoughts. I think Pokemon Sword and Shield is really good.
Yeah.
Best Pokemon they've released in a long time. What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, to all the Pokemon fans who hate it, just shut up and enjoy it. It's Pokemon. You'll love it.
Well, maybe not so, but fair enough. Yeah. Alright, so on one last, what's everyone been playing, reading, doing?
Well, I mean, pretty much we talked about what we're doing.
That's true, actually, yeah. That's probably kind of what the whole podcast is about. Well, we'll wrap it there then. It's a bit late. Gotta let people get some sleep. Keep them safe. I'm gonna have a cold shower, clean my sunburn. Because I'm a bit scorched, boys. Bit lit. Danny, where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and...
occasionally streaming on Justin.tv.
We have an Instagram, but we haven't posted in like a year.
We don't really have a social media manager.
No.
Like, Danny kind of is. But she also does that for a real job and doesn't want to do it when she comes home. And that's fair.
Yeah. I don't have to do social media designing.
Yeah.
I do that.
Fuck, me and Danny both do editing. So when we come home, we're like, we need to edit that podcast. We're like,
yeah.
Do we? I just did 9 hours of that at work. But yeah. They can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and other socials. Remember to look up Ramblers Podcast on YouTube. That's how you find us the easiest way. Yep. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Hope you listen again soon. See whenever the next podcast is. Probably our decade. Oh yeah, next podcast will be our best of the decade podcast. We're going to try and get everyone in. We're going to do 10 movies and games from 2010 to 2019 that were our favourites. Each.
2019.
2010 to 2019. Yeah. It's going to be good.
Nice.
Alright, everyone, thanks for listening and everyone say bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.